Well, good morning and welcome to another week. Today is Monday, and hope you're having a wonderful day. And look forward to a great week here. We've got this is the final full week until Christmas. It's coming fast, and hope that you're excited about it. I'm pumped about it myself. Christmas coming very soon. Man, we had a great day in church yesterday. Great to be with God's people once again, and always look forward to that. And just we had beautiful weather yesterday too. My goodness, the sun was out and shining, and man, it was just beautiful, gorgeous day yesterday, and it looks like it's going to be a nice day today as well. Hope our time together finds you well. Whether you're watching now in the morning or the afternoon, whatever it is that you are able to watch in, but hope that you are doing well on this December the 13th. We're going to be in Proverbs chapter 7, if you would care to join me there in Proverbs chapter number 7. And we've already begun looking into this proverb. We've seen, first of all, how the dad, if you can, the father, the writer of the proverb, he warns his son and says, hey, you need to listen up. You need to obey the commandments that are given to you. Heed the instruction is really what he says. And then he warns his son against the strange woman in the beginning in verse number 5. And we've walked all the way down through verse number 9, and we've seen the behavior of the young man, how he has been, and how he's just kind of been wandering, and he's not in the right place, and he's wandering close to temptation and not avoiding it altogether. And we see how it's going to really put him in a position to fail or to fall into temptation because he is not because he's not around he's not in the place that he should be in, is the way we'll put it. And I want us to look at verse number 10. We're going to, I'm not sure we'll get through all of this. It's quite lengthy, but there are several truths I think that we can learn today as we, and how to avoid temptation, how to overcome temptation, and how to really know where temptation is in all of that. So let's look. Verse number 10, it says, and behold, we see, remember, the young man's been wandering. And he says, and behold, there met him a woman with the attire of a harlot and subtle of heart. And let me just put this word of warning out there. If it looks like something, acts like something, talks like something, it probably is that thing. And in this case, this woman is wearing the attire of a harlot. And she's subtle of heart. She's looking to deceive and get men to trip up and to fall to her temptation, her wiles, and commit adultery with her. And so in this case, looks like a harlot, dressed like a harlot. She is a harlot. And so I want to encourage, and we're not talking just ladies here, but encourage ladies in how we dress. And how we act, and men, the same thing. How we dress, where we go, what we do. It really paints a picture for people of who we really are. And we see that she wears the attire of a harlot, and it's a result of what's inside. She's subtle of heart. She's looking to deceive. She's looking to trick people. We get a glimpse into her character in verse number 11. We see that she is loud and stubborn. And her feet abide not in her house. And so we see her character. She's loud, she's stubborn. We could say, kind of going along with that and closely aligned with that, stubborn is she's just rebellious in nature. She does her own thing, and that's kind of a bit of her character. Her feet abide not in her house. She just kind of wanders to and fro. And wanders around the town there. Verse number 12, just kind of further describing that. Now is she without, now in the streets, and lieth in wait at every corner. And so the harlot here, she's got a specific dress. She's subtle of heart. She's loud and obnoxious, or stubborn, we could say. And she knows where to be. She knows where she can find the right individuals to deceive. And that's the harlot here. Verse number 13. And then in verse number 13, so she caught him. She caught the young man and kissed him, and with an impudent face said unto him, and we'll get into what she says in just a moment, but we see how brazen and how forward she is, to where she caught him and kissed him. She's lured him in into thinking that he is someone special, because she has gone and kissed him and caught him and made him feel special, because she's trying to deceive him. And we must be very wary of temptation and of sin. The temptation, it makes us feel like we need it. We've got to have it, that we're special. And that's what's kind of how sin treats us. And it's just a big lie. Because sin and those who are involved in sin and try to get others involved in sin, they care about one thing. They don't care about you. They don't care about me. They care about themselves, their self-pleasure. And sin is not a respecter of persons. Temptation is not a respecter of persons. In fact, we know the end result of it is death. It does not help. It hurts. We see that she continues in verse number 14. She goes and kisses him, and she's very forward and very brazen. And in verse number 14 says, I have peace offerings with me this day. I have paid my vows. Therefore, come I forth to meet thee diligently, to seek thy face, and I have found thee. Once again, making this young man feel special. And she tells him, hey, I've come, I've sought you out, and you're so special. And she's trying to lure him in. And that's what temptation is. Let me tell you something. Temptation, it always looks good. If it didn't look good, it wouldn't be tempting. Temptation, it always sounds good. If it didn't sound good, we wouldn't be tempted by it. And let me tell you this, temptation always feels good, at least initially. Otherwise, it wouldn't be tempting. And that's why this father is writing to his son, and he's warning his son, be careful. Because, man, it sounds good, looks good, feels good, and everything else that comes along with it. But it's not. In fact, it leads to destruction. Temptation does. And we see this description here, and we'll get a little bit more into everything maybe tomorrow, but guard your hearts, guard your minds. If it sounds too good to be true, it is. Listen, just let's be wary. And let me give it this word of warning. Parents, be very careful. These are lessons that you need to teach your children, because the world is out there to destroy not only your lives, but the lives of your family, your children. And so you need to teach them how to avoid temptation, and teach them the importance of living according to the word of God. The way of the world leads to destruction. The way of sin leads to death. And so teach your children. And then I would say this, and I've seen a lot because I've worked with a lot of young people over the last 20 years or so. And on our phones, that's social media. Check in if your children are on social media. Check in on them. See what it is that who their friends are, and who they follow, who's following them, who they have connections with in social media. Because, man, that is such a dangerous place to be. It can be used for good. And we try to use it for good by encouraging people and so on, but it can be used for bad. I'm not just talking child predators that are out there, and that's horrible and wicked and vile, but even young people their own age, they can turn the hearts of your children, just with that connection there, that familiarity with social media, and they can have access to things that that you do not want your children to have access to. So must be very careful with that. And so that's just kind of an application for moms and dads, and really guarding the hearts of your children there. And then obviously temptations out there, as we've already said. It looks good, sounds good, feels good, and so on. Hey, be very careful. Avoid temptation. This young man did not avoid temptation. In fact, he was, I don't want to say he was looking for it, but he's putting himself in a position to fail. So I'll leave you those thoughts for the day. Once again, thank you so much for being on. And then those who are watching later in the day, be sure to comment and then also share if you're able to. Let me give a few shout outs here. Have a good number of you watching live, several on YouTube, and then also several on Facebook as well, almost approaching double digits there. So thank you so much for being on. Here we go. Good morning, Cliff and Karen. Good to have you on. Jody, good morning to you. Greetings to you in Montana. Ingrid, thank you for being on. Hope the kids are watching. And I've got Philip right here with me, and he's listening carefully. Didn't want to be on camera today. Gene, good morning to you in Romeo. Have a wonderful day. Paula, that was such a great song. Go Tell It on the Mountain. Love it. And what a admonition for us to simply just go and do it. And then Brian and Cindy, have a wonderful day today. Hope things are well for you. And then Mom, my mother-in-law there in Amsterdam. Hope you're enjoying that. And hey, look for Hans Brinker and the Silver Skates. And see what you can find there. It's just an old movie, I guess, kind of silly thing. But anyway, Cliff and Karen, once again, thank you so much for commenting. And gotta have supervision. Barnett's, good morning to you. Have a great day. And Carol, good morning to you. And Phil, have a wonderful day. Praying for you all. And Lord willing, we'll see many of you on Wednesday. Have a wonderful day, everybody. And be warm. It's a little warmer today than normal, but have a great day. Enjoy the sunshine, and Lord willing, we'll see you on Wednesday.